The Redstone add-on created by Pixel Beast there has been updated again. It's now on the 1.2 version, and you've asked me to check it out. The add-on is doing very well with a 4.5 star rating out of 5 with nearly 3,000 ratings. So the community does enjoy this. Let's see what the latest changelog says. Update 1.2, logic and motion. 11 new redstone devices, including super pistons, logic gates, and colored lamps. Several quality of life additions for easier wiring, and tons of improvements and bug fixes. Those are looking like the colored lamps they have introduced. It looks like the promotional arts have been updated, so we get a slight glimpse of what we can expect. The first time we checked this add-on out, you guys absolutely loved it. You also loved the most recent update, so I'm guessing you're going to enjoy the 1.2 update. The latest file size is 8 megabytes. Now, please bear in mind, I know very little about Redstone, but I will teach you to the best of my ability. I know a bunch of you watching today's video are really good at Redstone. And just like the previous video I made on this, I would love to know how you would use these features. Like last time, there was a randomizer. You guys were like, Echo, I could use this for a casino. So I do appreciate your support. You'll also be helping other people who are checking this out. So as always, once you do have this installed in your pre-existing world, you are going to be given a guidebook. For those of you that do already own this add-on, make sure you update to get the latest files. When you open this and scroll down to the bottom, we have the about. Inside of here, we have the update log. If you do need to get in contact with the creators and give some feedback, or you've discovered a bug, the best way to do so is via their Discord. If we tap on update log, in case you've missed my previous videos, we did already check out these previous updates. Today is 1.2 logic and motion. It says update version 1.2 changelog, new devices, super piston and super sticky piston extends 5 blocks and can push up to 50. Now, in case you are new to this add-on, let me show you how this works, because this is not done in an ordinary crafting table. You need to make a redstone station made with smooth stone slabs, iron ingots, a crafting table, and redstone dust. In a regular crafting table, tap on craftable and you'll have the option to make this. I like the fact that everything is separate compared to the vanilla Minecraft aspect. If you place this down and tap on it, every single feature that exists in this add-on can be accessed inside of here. Before we craft our super pistons, if you would like to learn a little bit more information about any item, open up the guidebook, tap on tutorial. The newer stuff is going to be located towards the bottom. So we are looking for the super piston. It says, how does it work? Pushes its head to between 1 and 5 blocks, depending on the strength of the redstone signal. Can also be crafted as a sticky piston. And then further down, just explains a couple more things. Works like a regular piston with slime/honey blocks and non-sticky/unmovable blocks. Can push entities that are in the piston's path or standing on a moved block. Works the same with the slime block to eject entities. So basically, it's your regular piston, but a lot bigger. In order to make this, you are going to need 6 iron ingots, and you're going to need 3 of whatever piston, regular or sticky. Let's make both. This is your regular super. This is going to be the sticky. We're going to need a couple more things with this, so we'll grab some blocks to show you guys how this works. This is your regular one. If we place this on top, as you can see, it's extended a little bit further, and as you can see how far it actually extends. Obviously, the sticky piston works the exact same way, apart from the blocks are going to be stuck to it. I thought this was a pretty cool feature. Let's place down 50 blocks. So this right here is 50 blocks. If we activate this, yes, it does have the power to push 50 blocks. I don't have 50 placed down here, but what I'll do is I'll place down like 20 or something. Show you guys real quick. Place this back down. One more. This is obviously the sticky version, so if we activate this, it's going to bring it back as well, as you can very clearly see right here. But yeah, brand new super pistons. Next, we have a flying machine. When placed, the flying machine draws a particle box around itself. All blocks inside will be moved when it moves. To move the machine into a direction, its corresponding face needs to be powered by redstone. You can increase the size of this by feeding it diamonds, and also explains here block specifications. Block moving device, use a redstone wrench on it to open the contextual settings. can optionally move players, liquids, and entities. In order to craft this, you are going to need 4 phantom membranes. You're also going to need 4 redstone blocks and a block of iron. Inside of the redstone station, if you don't see it, tap on craftable, and you're able to get this. When placed down, you will notice a particle box. Now, I'm going to break this real quick and slightly move this somewhere else. You can increase the size of this by using diamonds, I believe. This will change the size, as you can see, much bigger. You can use a wrench to move entities, move the player. By default, it won't move the player. So if I was to get on this, you'll see here, it's starting to lift up. It's going up on its own, but it's not taking me with it. So I'll have to very quickly turn this off. If you want it to include you, using a wrench, tap on this, move players, and then obviously you can add tick delays as well. So as you can see here, it's now going to include you as the player. And I believe you can change the direction of this, but it all depends. Oh, darn it. I'm in creative mode. You have to have it facing a certain way. Let's make this slightly bigger again. If I put redstone here, it's going to move in this direction, but we need to make sure we have player movement on. Here we go. So I'm fine to stay on this, but it's not going to move you automatically, but you're able to stay on it. I think if I was to turn this off... No, it's fine. It works the same way. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. But then obviously, if you want to stop this, get rid of the block itself. You don't lose your diamonds, which is nice to see. So let's say we wanted to continue going up. I need to break this real quick. I'd like to go back up. So you can do this one by one. I'm sure you guys will figure out a really cool way to use this. Yeah, this is just me. This is just me breaking things. I'm going to place that back down. I want this to move me. Player included. Go up. There we go. Players included. So you guys will create some really cool systems with this. I forgot to make it slightly bigger, but I think you guys get the gist of how this is going to work. The next one's a little bit more tame. It's simply just going to be a launch pad made with pistons, iron, and slime balls. Inside of here, tap on craftable, and you're able to make this. Now, can I make this bigger in distance? No, this is just going to change the direction. What about this? No, can't feed it this. So if I just go over here, hold on, just walk up to this, it's just going to bounce us in a specific direction. So I was like, okay, can we create a really cool system with this and just keep it going? Let's see. Yes, but you have to be like, you have to pay attention. This is really cool. You could probably do it with mobs as well, which is why I have a sheep spawn egg there. Let's not get ourselves killed. But yeah, you can do it with items, I guess. Is this one with items? Let's try. Go on. Yes. Go on. Oh, it's not quite going to make that. Try again. Go on. Nope, it just goes slightly off. But we'll try it one more time with us. Go on. No? There we go. Better. That didn't work. We'll try it again. There we go. There we go. Once you get a rhythm going, that's when you're good. But let's try it with like a sheep. Put a sheep on this. There we go. Come on. There we go. Sometimes it goes a little bit too far, but that's a pretty basic few. We get into more redstone-y features, should we say. Next, we have the redstone latch, which is a T flip-flop. If you speak redstone, you know exactly what this is. You can read a little bit more inside of the tutorial. Just go ahead and scroll down until you manage to find this, which is going to be in redstone latch. So it says here, switches between on and off states on receiving a signal. In order to function, this does need to be connected to a repeater. Here is your crafting recipe. You are going to need 3 smooth stone slabs. You're going to need 2 redstone dust and a comparator. If you don't see it, tap on craftable and you're able to make this. Now, this can be linked to things like levers and buttons and redstone. I gathered a couple of materials here. And again, I don't speak redstone because I was just doing some practicing. So place this down. Right now, this is classed as the off mode. This is on. It's still on, but it's not going to change when you turn it off. This is going to be the ability to turn it off. So we'll put it in this state. You're then going to have to grab yourself a repeater. Grab yourself something like redstone dust, for example. I was using the super sticky piston as an example. We're going to steal this redstone real quick. Let's say we had this here, but we wanted it to turn on some lights, for example. And we wanted them to stay on. When we activate this, the signal is sent and that is now going to stay on. If we turn this off, it doesn't go off. So it's a proper on and off switch. Although I don't really know what this kind of cuts out. I've seen people doing these with kind of like the copper bulb and pistons and things like that. So it's meant to make life a little bit easier for you. Something that went way over my head was the redstone logic gate, which is AND, OR, NOR, NAND, XOR, X, NOR. All right. So I went on YouTube to learn a little bit more about these. So this is classed as a NOT gate, apparently. This is an OR gate. This is going to be a NOR gate, from what I understand, as you can see here. And this one right here is a NAND. I hope I'm getting these correct. And the reason why I'm showing you these is because what I'm about to craft is basically meant to cut out all of this and simplify it. But I couldn't figure out what part needs to be replaced. Now, in order to make this, you are going to need 3 smooth stone slabs, 2 comparators, and a piece of golden ingots. And this is what you get. Now, when you place this down, it has OR, it has AND, it has NAND, it has NOR, it has XOR. These are obviously the compressed letters for this, right? Obviously, they can't write it all. Anyway, but I don't know what part is meant to be replaced here, okay? So you guys are going to have to educate me. If I was to place this down, what do I need to put in here, here, and here? That's going to basically cut this out, right? Because this is classed as a NOT gate. I would need... I don't even see it. I'm not sure if it's that one. Okay, we'll skip this one for now because I know we have this. So if I was to place this down, it's OR, which is this. So I don't really know what needs to be replaced. What am I replacing? Am I replacing this? Am I replacing this? You know, I don't know. I don't speak redstone, so it's the only thing in today's video I couldn't quite understand. And if you are a redstone user, I would advise making some tutorials on these kind of items for the less technical people like myself. But yeah, I do apologize. I went ahead and learned the rest. This one, I just couldn't quite understand. Something a lot of players are going to enjoy here is going to be a wire gutter. Now, in order to make these, they're quite simple. You are going to need smooth stone, 2 of them, and redstone dust. Now, these can go up the sides of blocks. So we place this here, as you can see. It goes all the way up here, so I can turn this on or off. The only problem is they are going to need a repeater. So if I take this one off, grab ourselves this, place this down here, turn this on, as you can see here. So I think it needs it either at the start or the end. I can't fully remember. So once I grab... Again, I'm learning this. I like to learn, especially the things I don't quite understand. So no, it needs to be at, I'm guessing there. But if we was to grab, I need a repeater real quick. So if we replace this with a repeater, activate this, as you can see, it works perfectly fine. But as you did see before, you don't necessarily need it because this also works perfectly fine. You can learn a little bit more about this inside of here. It says transmits redstone signal between its back and front, but not to its side. Can be connected to turn and climb blocks. Can be directly connected to wire elevators. And then we have the specifications behind this. It does need a repeater. Next, we have an alarm system. This is just to notify you if someone's kind of stealing things inside of your base. You could set this up as a trigger. We'll grab a couple of different items here. So place this down, link this to some redstone, press the button. As you can see here, it's indicating that my alarm has been triggered. You could set this up with tripwire hooks and things like that. And to be honest, the noise isn't that brutal, which I kind of liked. You can change the direction, so this one's not going to work. Okay, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, so you can activate this one more time. Let's go with, I guess, a lever and things like that. So I'm sure you guys will figure out a really good way to use this. Alongside the wire gutter, we also have the wire elevator. Transmits redstone signals from any of its 6 sides to all other sides. Can be stacked up, down, or sideways to transmit signals in these directions. Can be directly connected to wire gutters. So again, in order to craft this, you're gonna need redstone and some iron. The way I was using this was to kind of stack it up a little bit, but there's better ways to do it. Now, when you do use this, I'm gonna grab some blocks here. Go 1, 2, 3. You can see here we have arrows indicating the direction. So if I was to go 1, 2, 3, and then we break this. Put this here. You can see this one's going down, which I really love how simple that was. Anyway, if we was to break this, place this here, we have some form of redstone signal. If we go to game mode C, you are going to need a repeater. So then I could connect this to something like, I don't know, that's not what I was trying to do, but here we go. Let's break this, place it back down. You can have this on or off. So I think so many of you have always wanted this kind of power. You're probably sitting there thinking of many different ways you could probably use this. So how do I kind of get this to go sideways? Ah, there you go. Okay. That's how that would go. This is all new to me. I love learning new things, though, guys. Like I said, I like to learn new things, especially stuff I don't quite understand. And redstone is definitely one of those things. So many different ways you could use this. I'm also curious, though, if I was to, like, kind of bring this up, could we do it this way, too? Yeah, we could. So then you could go, like, that way, right? Is that going to work? Nope, it needs to go one higher. Let's activate. Yeah, there you go. So many different ways you could utilize this. The next one's going to be a mob generator. Now, this is heavily linked to the previous update, so I would recommend checking out my previous videos if you are new here. But in order to make this, you are going to need the special shard. Now, in order to get yourself the special shard, you need to have a Silk Touch enchanted redstone wrench. This will drop when you mine this, as you can see right here, and you're going to need some obsidian along with some iron. This will give you the power to make you a mob generator. The mob generator has to be linked to the cores. It can be any kind of core. To learn about these, open this and just type in core. It will show you everything that you're able to make and the different recipes that are required. I wanted to go something that wasn't going to kill me. So we're going to use a golem. This goes inside. It's not going to work until it's powered. It gets powered with coal. So what we need to do here is take this out, place this inside of here, and every so often this is going to tick, and what it's going to do is produce some iron golems for us. But it will consume quite a bit of coal. So you are going to have to be patient with this. Come on, iron golems. It's time to appear. Let's just be a little bit patient, but it should, there you go. It should start consuming our coal, which it has. And if you want to learn a little bit more about this specific thing, scroll down to the bottom, tap on mob generator, and it explains everything you need to know. Next, we have the block rotator. Rotates the block in front of it. How does it work? Upon receiving a redstone signal, attempts to rotate the block in front of it to another available orientation. Cycles between all possible orientations. So this will work for things like furnaces. You're going to have to make this with iron, redstone comparator, and a piston. This is what you get. So obviously this right here is the front. Now you can have this facing multiple directions like this. So we'll use this way as an example. Place this here. Give it some power. As you can see, and start changing all of the directions of this. And yes, this will also work for things like chests. But again, I want to know in the comment section how you would typically use this kind of item. As for the colored redstone lamps, in order to give yourself a different color, grab yourself a redstone lamp in any kind of dye. And as you can see here, we have the red version. And this comes in all different colors that you can think of. So I've always wanted this in Minecraft, and I think they power the exact same way and are used the exact same way, so you could probably color coordinate things a lot better. But yeah, it's a pretty cool addition. I love these. I love the design that they've gone for as well. So these will be available in your latest update. And as for the copper, this works somewhat similar. However, wait until you see the available ones. So if you type in bulb real quick, as you can see, we have so many different ones. These are made with a block of copper and any kind of dye. Very similar fashion. This gives us this. And yes, you can use this with redstone. So if I was to do /time set midnight / difficulty peaceful. I didn't grab them all because there's so many different options. I'll gather a couple of these for obvious reasons. Now, obviously, when it comes to copper related blocks, these ones, the quality of light is determined on if it's exposed, waxed, regular, etc. But I'm sure you guys will come up with some incredible creative ways to use this kind of decoration. Please move, big boy. There we go. 1, 2, and 3. And I missed one, but I thought this was a great introduction. As for the rest of the 1.2 changes, we do have some core improvements and fixes. A good one here, all blocks can now be waterlogged. Survival mining speed fixed with a pickaxe. So you probably see me messing around with this and just mining some of these custom blocks. Previously, it would take a little bit of time. I think efficiency and stuff has now been applied. So it basically aligns with the vanilla aspect. But there's been a bunch of really cool quality of life changes. It's been quite some time since we had an update to this. Like 6 months, but still some really, really cool changes. What else is there? Remade redstone detection. All power blocks are now considered as valid inputs. Redstone value blocks, fan magnet display, etc. And then a bunch of improvements down here. If you are interested in this, highly recommend reading that change log. But hopefully I've done a good enough job in showing you guys the basics. Again, guys, I'm not a redstone user, but I hope my basic newbiness can give you a basic understanding of what things are about. Have a wonderful day.